Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Professor James Odia from the Department of Accounting, University of Benin. I'm talking to you on incorporating sustainability in Nigerian university and the challenges for sustainable future. As you know, the world is in a crisis because of the global challenges such as hunger, poverty, global warming, and the effect of climate change are on the rise. And there are debates by governments and corporations all over the world on sustainable solutions. It's as a result of this that in 2015, that the world government under the umbrella of the United Nations came up with the Agenda 2030 on Sustainable Development Goals. The SDG represents a paradigm shift that will ensure global development by 2030. We have in the SDG 17 goals and 169 targets. It is believed that the SDG will lead to a sustainable future. In other words, a holistic development in economic, social, and environmental perspective. Sustainability has become a major issue in the 21st century. And we have presently corporations and their leaders finding ways to be able to incorporate this in their practices. University also is looking for ways to incorporate it in their campuses and curriculum. The sustainability challenge the present paradigm and silos that we have in the university, as a call for university to incorporate sustainability. In other words, incorporate economic, social, and environmental perspective in their missions, in the educational practices of learning, teaching, and research, in their operations and activities, as well as partnership and engagement. Sustainability presently challenging university to go beyond not just only integrating in the curriculum, but to ensure that the activities and the actions and the researches and teachings also have sustainability embellished. Sustainability challenge university to redefine existing relationship and also to create a mindset, the mindset of knowing, the mindset of doing, and the mindset of being. It is believed that with this mindset, the goals, the SDG goals, the goals of the SDG will be achieved. Now, the sustainable mindset have a global outlook in that people now will begin to think how to be able to not only live for themselves, but live for the betterment of others and of the world. And as we know, this challenges the new classical paradigm that we have presently. Why university for sustainability? University will help to produce the skills and the knowledge for leaders and innovators that will help them to solve the challenges and problems that is currently being encountered. It will educate the public and other sectors on the importance and relevance of SDGs and inculcate in them the attitudes and the competencies to be able to provide social and technical solutions for SDGs. On the other hand, the SDG is also beneficial to university because presently university, because of the current framework, and many have argued that the way university is currently being run will not enable her to be able to fulfill or help the achievement of the SDG. The SDG will redirect universities to making the greatest contribution and impact, in that it will enable a new form of collaborations with stakeholders within and outside the university that will help in providing the urgent solution that the world needs. It will make the university to be responsible, going beyond its boundaries to solving societal and global challenges. It will forge new form of cooperations and partnership in the global north and between north and south, and also help university to redirect its education to SDG related. Specifically, the university now will provide education that will help for sustainable development. It has been argued that education for sustainable development is important for the realization of all the SDGs. That through this education, we'll be able to get a more just, a more inclusive and resilient society. Through this education, we'll be able to provide the 21st century skill and knowledge and competencies that will involve critical thinking, planning, cooperation between decision making, and help in problem solving. In other words, education for sustainable development will help for a better and more sustainable future for all. University and educational for development, for sustainability. It will help to strengthen education for sustainable development knowledge and develop innovative approaches. That's a critical function of the university will play if they incorporate sustainability in their curriculum, having to provide the knowledge regarding other SDGs and how the other SDGs can be fulfilled. The United Nations Sustainability Development Solution Network has tasked university to engage in the following: giving priority to sustainability in their education, learning, teaching, and research, in governance, in operations, and external leadership. To act as agent of transformation and social change, and to help in creating sustainable mindset for a sustainable future. But given these responsibilities for university, the university, first and foremost, must ensure in its operations, in its campuses, it imbibe sustainability as a policy. And that will facilitate the easier integration of sustainability into the curriculum. While many universities have been able to do this all over the world, some universities are yet. In other words, their campuses and even their curriculum does not have much of the integration of sustainability. Many factors could be responsible. They have leadership and management, and the difficulty from breaking away from the paradigm and the system that is currently being operated in those universities. Nigeria and the SDGs. Nigeria signed into the SDG in 2015 as part of the global agenda from the Millennium Development Goals, and they had a review of the framework of the SDGs in 2017, whereby it was documented that there was need to mainstream the SDGs into the national development plans, into the budget and policy at the various levels. And today, as a result of that review, the government is trying to follow that plan. But what is most important is that education for sustainable development in universities was not given a real priority. And this shows the lack of political will and the non-realization of the government of the importance of university in helping to realize this goal. Basically, the society we want define the educational system. And in everywhere, this ought to be so. The Agenda 2030 in the last 5 years is redefining the educational system in many climes. However, in Nigeria, this seems not to be, because the national educational policy that was first formulated in 1977 and revised, in the various years till the last of 2013 does not capture the SDGs. And what that means is learning from the primary to the university does not give priority to the SDGs. Again, as a member of the Commonwealth in 2015 at the 19th Conference of the Committee of Educational Ministers agreed that education for sustainable development was a priority, a key determinant in the actualization of Agenda 2030. And in 2017, the Secretariat produced the curriculum framework. As we speak, that framework has not been adopted by the Nigerian government nor incorporated into the curriculum. It has severe implications for learning, for teaching, and for research. Presently, we have about 171 universities in Nigeria, comprising private, public, and state universities. Now, we want to look at sustainability in Nigerian university and look at the curriculum as it is presently, the content of the curriculum, and the practice of sustainability in the campus, as well as incorporation in the curriculum. Now, there is no framework, no sustainability framework or model for sustainability in Nigerian university. And what that means is, in this university, the practice is not defined. And as we see, the practice is uncoordinated, and because there is no framework. We look at mission. Essentially, the universities in Nigeria have 3 missions: teaching, research, and community service. Internal operations or activities related to sustainability is absent. Teaching and research and community service are not basically linked with sustainability, even though you have a fragment here and there. In relation to the course and program, the curriculum, the courses and the program in the undergraduate, in fact, we discover no stand-alone sustainability course in Nigerian university. And that is serious. Students are receptive to know about this, even though the knowledge is low, even though the practice is low. At the postgraduate, only few universities offer full course in sustainability, either relating to the environment or social aspects as the case may be, except essentially few universities that have programs that be backed by the UK or other foundations. Again, also at the postgraduate level, you have low sustainability content in the curriculum and low knowledge regarding sustainability and the Sustainable Development Goals. Related to the curriculum design and content, the National University Commissions is responsible for determining the minimum academic standard. But again, when we look at that standard, it tends to have an imbalance in the economic, social, and environmental issues. That standard tends not to be linked or have more of sustainability aspect of social and environment in the various courses. And such a curriculum that seems not to be in reality and helping to fulfill the requirement of the SDGs and helping students and learners to know more about that since needs revision. In terms of campus operation, in most of our campuses, there are no sustainability practices. And no wonder if you come to our campuses, you discover the effect, environmental degradation, erosion, causing havoc, climate change, manifesting in various dimensions, the improper treatment of wastes, and all other things you can find. There seems not to be practices, sustainable practices in many of our campuses. And again, the staff and relationship between the university and the outside world with regard to sustainability is also on the low side. Now, learning and teaching. Here we'll do a comparison between what we have now and what is supposed to be in a university that imbibes sustainability or education for sustainable development. In our university, we see the learning still is seeing people as problem rather than see them as change. Learning is passing knowledge and awareness rather than questioning and getting to the root cause of issues and problems in order to solve them. There's a negative approach, problem-solving approach with regard to constantly creation of alternative future. We're not learning for change. And our learning, as we said before, is for knowledge and not merely targeted to acquire knowledge and skills that will enable providing solution or solving societal problems. And this kind of learning in the 21st century seems outdated, and this kind of learning will not help to be able to achieve the SDGs goal in a decade's time. How about the research? The research is still department-based or discipline-based as to inter, trans, or multidisciplinary research, studies that we see. Research with academic impact and not really to make social impact or total global change. It's a research that informs rather than inform that transform. And the reason is not far-fetched why many of the things happening around us, our education is not able to provide solution because our researches and teachings seems not to be tailored in that direction. It's a research that is based on people rather than with people. It's a type of research whereby the researchers, rather than being seen as partners or collaborators, are seen as experts. But again, these are some of the reasons why our universities are not being able to make the necessary impact. Now, when we look at sustainability in Nigerian universities, what are some of the challenges that is militating ESD? Number one, we see the traditional uh, institution and the curriculum. As we speak, many of our universities are yet to sign in to the SDG Accords or sign in to the various declarations for high institutions on sustainabilities or, or sign on, to the UN chapter. And so because of that, many of these universities have been issued, are operating on the old paradigm. Besides that, we have the culture of indifference. And we have the problem of leadership. Many of the leaders of these institutions and management of these institutions have no priority because the other priorities, want to make commercial, want to be able to produce people that you think will fit into the system. And of course, we have a society as that still is oblivious of sustainability and even sustainability development, lack of understanding. And so all this together with the lack of capacity on part of the staff, the teachers and researchers is militating against education for sustainable development in Nigerian university. Now, what is the implication of this lack of sustainability or education for sustainability development in Nigerian university? Twofold. Number one, the university will lose relevance, reputation, and ranking. And that is already happening. None of the universities in world ranking is even close to 1,000 position, even in Africa. The university will continue to be detached from and disconnected from society. It will not be able to contribute to the SDGs achievement to society and national development, and it will not be an agent of change or solutions that help you to provide the sustainability mindset. For the country and globally, we already seen that poor performance in SDG will be unable to meet Agenda 2020 in a decade's time. And that has implications for not just only Nigeria, but the whole world. More poverty, hunger, and iniquity and inequalities, governance and human rights abuses, as we saw recently in the exercise protests. In fact, the climate change is going to deteriorate. What do we do therefore? We need to incorporate sustainability into the curriculum. There are some motivation factors. We have pockets of teachers and researchers as a result of their researches and training and interests already doing that in their individual courses. But that effort is not enough to bring a change in the university or the curriculum. The UN mainstreaming education for sustainable in Africa in the early 2000 to 2014 made a great stride. And the UN's Solution for Sustainable Development Network also tried by working with many universities in Africa in the process of incorporating sustainability in the curriculum. But that seems not to be enough. There must be much pressure from the industry, professional bodies, employers, and essentially the educational policy If the country ratify that policy of the Commonwealth to incorporate in the country's policy, education policy, the framework, it will go a long way. Recently, the Nigerian government have found it fit that in the Code of Corporate Governance, sustainability should be an aspect that directors will have to look at. So we believe that with time and with the capital market, requiring companies to show them more of that and other stakeholders wanting that, that may also create a change. Approaches to incorporating sustainability in curriculum. There will be various approaches ranging from functional, where you have departments liaising with businesses, or interpretive, where you have cross-campus and campus-wide initiative, or the one to broader community or integrative. Many universities have adopted one or more of this in incorporating sustainability into their curriculum. But in Nigerian university, what is most common is integrating sustainability into the course of program, and essentially by the lecturer or teachers that are involved, having knowledge and having interest in, as a result, research and teaching incorporate this. You can also have another method of creating new discipline, sustainability courses, whereby all the students may have to go through, take that course, or in a specific program like the MBA, you have a course on sustainability. Now, to incorporate sustainability, there are processes, and different processes is being used by different universities. But essentially, they have to be assessment, they have to be mapping, they have to be capacity building and competencies, gap analysis to see the extent of sustainability content in those courses. Thereafter, integrate the SDGs, the monitor and evaluate. Analysis of curriculum of Nigerian university shows we have low sustainability content in engineering, the social sciences, in management sciences, all right. And so, knowing that sustainability content in the curriculum is low, it gives us room and the basis for urgent integration of sustainability development. To conclude, sustainability in Nigerian university is low. There's presently no framework, and this has serious implications for sustainable future in the achievement of the UN Sustainable Development Goals in a decade's time. And because of that, the following should be done very urgently. There should be a revision of the national educational policy. The last revision was 2013. An incorporation of the curriculum framework. Government need to show more support and political will. If she wants to achieve the SDG, she must support ESD in Nigerian university. There's need for paradigm change in Nigerian university from what it is now to the sustainability model, so that we have sustainable university where sustainability take the utmost priority. Nigerian university should shift from the traditional model to sustainable model in which learning and teaching, research is linked to sustainability. In fact, research should move from the discipline based to the interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary impact based cross-cutting research of the 21st century that will be able to solve the societal problem. There should be leadership, strong leadership, and governance reflecting sustainability in the culture and operation in our university campus. The university need to go beyond and extend a broader partnership and engagement both within and without. And again, university need to sign the UN Global Compact, another higher education institution declaration of sustainability, become member of Prime on sustainability. This will go a long way to affecting the operations and the teachings and governance in our campuses. There need to be more North-South exchanges and cooperations and support. Our university needs support in this direction. There should be capacity building and support for teachers and researchers in sustainability. We believe that as these teachers and researchers are supported, they will be able to incorporate in their courses and curriculum and push for sustainability in Nigerian university. Lastly, the need for urgent integration of sustainability in curriculum as core. For instance, entrepreneurship, because of government assistance, is a course that is taken by all students in Nigerian university. Sustainability could also be that. And so there is need to have a core course that students can take either when they are entering or before they graduate in sustainability, or strengthen the sustainability content and linking them to the SDG in the existing courses. Lastly, university must continue to build and sustain the mindset, sustainability mindset that will help its learner to be able to contribute, acquire the knowledge and the skill and attitude and competencies to solve societal and global challenges. Thank you for listening.